Do you think if everything can be hacked, then is cybersecurity an endless chase rather than a solvable problem?
First of all, we need to understand what do you mean by hack. Every time you are installing an app, you are sharing some of your personal details with that app. Why I'm telling you this, that before you install any application, you should check that first.
Everything is going digital and privacy has become a question for everyone.
So I always say that privacy is a myth. Once this data goes to wrong hands, they start using it against you. If somebody is accessing my account, the very first person who would know it, you're back. China has developed an AI which can read minds. They are using it to loyalty of their army.
There's a huge commitment issues, especially in the younger generation, because they're using social media.
Because of that freedom, these teenage kids, they become more aggressive. If in your life you are achieving anything easily, you will not value that, whether it is money or relationship.
Hello, I'm Garima Jain and I'm representing HE Direct, and today I have Amit Dubey and he's a cybercrime investigator, and we're going to ask him some intriguing questions to know more about cybersecurity and how we can keep ourselves safe in this digital world. All right, so Amit Ji, I have a few questions for you where, as a general public who would be asking a lot of such questions in this time where everything is going digital and privacy has become a question for everyone. So do you think are we entering an era where privacy no longer exists, and should we just accept that it is a cost as a being a part of a hyper-connected world?
Absolutely. So I always say that privacy is a myth, and you can't stop few things now. It is not in your hand. For example, when I start showing you your locations of last 15 years, which you don't know that it is with many applications that you have in your phone. So every time you're installing an app, you are sharing some of your personal details with that app, because that app is free. And if there is anything free in this world, you are the product. So you are selling yourself to that app, and that is a risk. And once this data goes to wrong hands, they start using it against you. And what is this data, and how, when I'm making the statement that privacy is a myth, actually all of your details, if you just open Play Store and search any application, the process that I'm telling you here, you have to follow the same process to check what this application could do wrong with you. So Play Store, you search any application that you want to install. Before installation, you have to check this. Suppose you are searching Instagram or Facebook. When you click it, you will see the page where it starts showing you that how many downloads are there, right? Click on that icon, then it will take you to the next page. There you will have an option called See Details. Click on See Details and it will take you to the next page where it will show you that how many details or informations it has been capturing from your device since last many years. If we take the example of Facebook or Instagram, you will be surprised to know that they take every second of your location, whether GPS, LID, IP address, everything. They read all your emails. They have access to all your SMS, OTPs. They record all your health and fitness details, whether how long do you sit on your sofa, how many steps you are taking a day or stairs you are taking a day, and based on the data, they can map it to your fitness also, based on your age. So after 2 years, suppose suddenly somebody rings your doorbell and offers you a medicine that please have it. You may have a heart attack or something. You will have to trust them because they know more than you know about your health. And then also your financial records. When did you withdraw cash or transferring money, payments records, everything they know. They are recording everything. And then if you go to further deep, you will notice that name, email address, physical address where you stay. And this address is your exact address. This is not your location, because you may be staying in a building where there are multiple floors. So if you are staying in 14th floor or 17th floor, Facebook knows exactly where you are staying. And when you change your address, before it gets updated in government service, is updated here. And then it will tell you that they know your political or religious belief also, your sexual orientation also. You have never shared these details with Facebook.
Right.
You have never given your physical address to Facebook. You have never liked or watched any political video probably, or any religious video, even though they know it. And they say that we know it 100%. So, and they listen to you all the time. They are recording all your contact lists. So many details once you scroll down those options. Why I'm telling you this, that before you install any application, you should check that first. And then think that if this information goes to wrong hands, what wrong could happen with you. If you're comfortable with that, because there are only two kinds of people in this world, those who know that they have been hacked and those who know that they have not been hacked. Actually, we all are hacked. And our details are already out. And if you want to check that how many times you were hacked, you can check it. You can go to a website called haveibeenpwned.com, HAVEBEENPWNED.com, and you can put your email ID and it will tell you that where are your passwords, where are your locations, bank account details, everything is out. So if you think that this information is only with you, you are actually in illusion, and this information could go to wrong hands as well. So the point is, all these free apps, those are capturing your data. If they were hacked and because of legal, illegal ways, this data eventually ends up in dark web. Then criminals start taking this data and they start using it against you. So this is the entire data flow. And that's why I always warn people that when you are installing an app, think 10 times that whatever data it is asking you to share, it will eventually be in wrong hands.
So, do you think if everything can be hacked, then is cybersecurity an endless chase rather than a solvable problem?
First of all, we need to understand what do you mean by hack? If we think that our data is out and that is hack, yes, it is already out. You are already hacked. That's what I just said. But if you know that this data is out, then nobody can misuse it against you. See, there's a difference. If you don't know this and this is happening, then they can misuse it against you. If you know that this world is an illusion and you are living in this world, then you can live more freely and happily. But if you get attached to this world, then you get all the distress, sorrows, and fear and problems. So this is the way I'm suggesting you that if suppose your locations are already out, you know that it is out, and somebody is calling you. Hey, Garima, yesterday you were in Canary Wharf and you had this meeting with this person. And if you don't know this data could go to any other person, you start trusting this person. You start believing it, because if he's sharing some of this personal details, probably he's the right person. Or suppose you know that Domino's data is hacked and somebody is calling you, Garima, you ordered Domino's pizza and it was delivered at this address and this was the configuration, toppings, extra cheese, blah, blah, blah. You start trusting that person. And then they may say that, oh, you have won a prize or probably some trip to Mauritius or something, and install this application and follow these steps. If you know that this data has been leaked, then you won't trust it. If you don't know, then you will trust it. So the key is awareness. If you know, then it's okay. Even if this is out, this is okay. But if you don't know, then this is dangerous. So I'm just letting you know that once you're installing an app, from that moment, start believing that this data will go somewhere or some other hands eventually. And if you still can live your life freely, then everything is okay. You don't need to bother.
Let's talk about somewhere where there was some identity crisis in this digital age. So when I say that, how do we prove our identity in a world where even biometric can be faked? So how do we deal with that kind of thing?
So first of all, this question is very right, that your biometric fingerprints can be cloned easily. There are thousands of videos available on YouTube where you can use Fevicol and some butter paper and M-Seal and you can clone anybody's fingerprint. Even I have uploaded a video where I cloned fingerprints and was able to unlock a mobile phone easily. So all these things are possible, and that's why keeping your authentication intact is a challenge, and we always recommend multi-factor authentication. That's the reason. First of all, few mistakes that we do. You have a phone and you have an email ID in that phone.
Right.
And you have biometric based authentication in that phone, you have PIN based authentication, you have facial recognition based authentication. But then we all do a mistake that the email that is there in that phone, you may have logged in that email in some other laptop as well. It will be in some other tablet also, or some official PC, or some old phone which you may not be using now, but it is lying in your drawer. So this Gmail is everywhere, right? If I get the access of that logged in Gmail device for 10 seconds, I can create chaos in your life. I can see your last many years of locations of every second of location, which hotel you stayed and what all. I can see all your pictures. I can access all your emails. I can see your financial records, your passwords. I can even see your chats. If you have been backing it up in Google Drive and all. I can install anything in your phone remotely.
Okay.
Play Store gives me that option. So if I have logged in my laptop with that Gmail, I open Play Store.
Yeah.
It will ask me that whatever application I want to install, whether it is in a tablet or mobile phone or whatever. So I can specify that mobile phone and that application can be installed from my laptop to your mobile.
Okay.
Now you are securing your phone, but because of that Gmail, it is everything out. It's still open actually. So I was speaking in a university, and the training and placement officer came to me and he said, Amit, after your, because I start showing him his locations of last 15 years through his Gmail and all his chats and all. Then he came to me, he said, now I know why my kids know my every second of location and my pictures and my personal details. I said, how? Well, we all do this mistake. In your mobile phone, you may be having 4 or 5 email IDs.
Right.
So, sir, I have 5 email IDs. 4 are very personal to me. Only I know their passwords. But there's one email ID, tpocollege@gmail.com. And that password is known to other people also, because my students, they use that email ID to share invites to speakers, to coordinate with delegates. Because they know that one email password, they can actually access my phone as well. Because my phone is also using that Gmail. So this ignorance or this kind of mistake everybody does. You should not even keep any email in your phone whose password is known to somebody else. It is equally risky. So not only, so we learn 2 things here. First, when we install any app, we should first follow that process to check what this data is going out. Second, don't do this mistake that the email that you have in your phone is also logged in somewhere else.
So you say if we've got couple of devices, so every of the device should be having another email altogether.
Or you have to log it out. If you're not using it, or ensure that it is safe, no other person can access it. If you are sharing it with somebody, then it's a risk.
But you see, many Gen Z especially, they prioritize convenience over, the security. So how can we balance that both? Because, for example,
whenever you will have convenience, there will be some vulnerability introduced. There is a feature called autofill feature.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was about to say. That when
it gives you some convenience,
yes,
with the risk. The risk is that all those autofill details can be leaked out easily on a single click if your browser is vulnerable.
Right.
Now you have stored all your personal details in those autofill features, your bank account, your passwords, and that is always a risk. Because you may not be updating your browser every now and then. Whenever there will be any such vulnerability, all this autofill information will go out on a single click. And you may do it ignorantly, because you may receive any link on Facebook Messenger. Garima, is this you in this video? Something like that. And you will be curious to click. Which video? Where? Or Garima, is this your father in this video, your mother in this video, or some particular friend, relative in this video? Criminals will always exploit you using your curiosity. And once you click that, your autofill details could go out, your passwords. In fact, it can also hijack your session.
Okay.
And what is session hijacking? You know?
No.
Session hijacking is the method through which I can log into your account without using your password. I don't need your password. So when you log in, suppose you are logging in Instagram or Facebook, you logged in your laptop. Next time when you are opening browser and typing facebook.com, it will not ask your password. It will automatically log you in. Right? Why? Because your session is still alive. Last time you have not logged out. But how would the server know that I have not logged out? Because the first time when you logged in, it gives you a random number. That random number is called session ID, and that number is stored in your browser. Now, if you have not logged out, next time when you are accessing the same server, the server will check if there is any live session ID. The random number is shared to the server, and the server will say, "Oh, I know this guy. Allow him," and it won't ask the password again. And you can maintain that session for long. But imagine if I can steal that session ID, which is just a random number, on a single click. I'll put it in my browser, refresh it, and I'll also be logged into your account without using a password. I don't need a password. but I'll be able to control your Facebook, Instagram. So most of these social media hack that is happening nowadays, these are through session hacking.
So, do you think there would ever would we be able to see a world where passwords are obsolete?
I am actually endorsing this, that we should not be dependent on password. We should have a word without password. Why should they know a number or a keyword from me to know that I am Amit or you are Garima? Because they know everything about me. They know my every second of location. They're tracking my behaviors, activities, applications, pattern, uses, IPDR, CDR, everything. And then they say, oh boss, still I don't know you. And to know you, I need a special key which you have to share. You know everything. So this password is just a way of getting excuse. If something goes wrong, they say, oh, because you have shared password. And that's why I could not protect you. But they knew everything. If somebody is accessing my account and I'm in London and somebody is accessing my account in Bangkok, the very first person who would know it, your bank. Right? Because they know your location.
Yeah, that's right.
And then they are not warning you, which means they are just taking some excuse for this. They know everything. The point is, eventually we'll have a world where we may not need your password.
Okay.
We'll recognize you through your, even through your typing skills, your way that you are using mobile phone, your historical pattern of location. Many things happen.
So, do you think are we too late to protect our digital privacy, or you think that we can still regain our online data, control over our online data?
Yeah, so I don't endorse that you should protect something. You should know that it is not protected.
Okay. Okay.
Because you can't. See, since last 15, 16 years, you are using social media, probably.
100%, yeah.
So your data is already out. And if I have your 5 years of data, I can extrapolate your behavior easily. So most of your data is already out. And not only to Facebook, Google, Instagram, Twitter, WhatsApp, but many other apps. Those are not even legit apps sometimes. You have downloaded it just for some small utility. But then they have been accessing your camera, pictures, contact list, many personal details. And so this data is already out. First of all, now stopping it for future may not help you much.
Okay.
But you should know that. This is the key. Second, how can you protect yourself? Because all this information is used to understand your mind or brain. And with this new age of AI, they can even use it to predict your other personal details. For example, earlier we used to have brute force attack, which means I want to predict your password. So we'll try a combination of password. Eventually something will work and we'll decide, okay, this is your password. This combination could be in millions based on number of characters you have in your password, 8 characters or more than that. Nowadays, people don't do brute force. They simply analyze your social media account. They give all these details to an AI engine. AI engines gets all exposed information through your social media and other public platforms. Maybe your pet name, your date of birth, your parent name, your spouse name, whatever information they get. And then they try to get your leaked password details from haveibeenpawned.com or other websites. So they know the pattern, that what kind of password do you decide. And then they can predict your future password. Suppose you have taken a pattern of your mother or father name and then some number, some date of birth or something. They know that this is the pattern that you are following. So probably the next would be this or some combination of this. And they already know your 4 or 5 passwords, right? So they can definitely predict a new dictionary.
Right.
We call it AI-based brute force, where they give a small dictionary of 50, 60 predicted password and one of them would work. So they are reading your mind basically. The AI is making them capable, and these criminals are equipped with all these sophisticated tools and people are not aware of it.
So, as technology is becoming more integrated with human consciousness, so could hacking one's mind be reality?
Yes. If you see some latest news on AI, China has developed an AI which can read minds.
Okay.
And they are using it to test loyalty of their army officers. It was very sort of inhuman sometimes because you are using system to check whether you are tech testing your integrity. And sometimes these AI may be also be biased. You also have wrong decisions because these are evolving. But the China government is doing that trial. The US government was developing a social media analysis tool, AI-based social media analysis tool, which can predict a crime a week in advance.
Okay.
Based on the behavior of a person, that this person is going negative or may harm himself or may harm somebody else, and based on his posts and activities on social media. So these kind of tools will be in practice in future, where actually somebody is reading your minds, and somebody is already reading your minds. If you see, you would have noticed that you are talking about something and suddenly you get an advertisement about that.
So my next question is, do you think there's a huge commitment issues, especially in the younger generation, because they're using social media, they're not able to stay on one thing for a long period of time? Do you think that affects as well?
I'll tell you a feature and then we'll discuss about it.
Yeah.
You use Snapchat?
Yes.
So Snapchat, there are 4 features. Those are impacting the teenage relationships and lives. First feature is that whatever you are sending, it will be deleted, right?
Yeah, it doesn't stay for long.
Why would someone wants this feature? What kind of benefit are you getting out of this? Just tell me one reason.
I feel I use Snapchat a lot, so I send it every. So I maintain the streak that is required.
So streak is one thing,
yeah,
of course.
Streak is one thing. So I do it because.
But the feature that you are sending a message and it's deleted, that gives you a level of freedom.
Yeah.
Freedom in a sense that you can write anything.
And then I don't want someone else going back and circling back. Oh, you
exactly.
said this.
So you get a freedom that you can be a little aggressive, you can be a little open, and you don't have that sort of conscious sort of a worry that it will be recorded and it will be used again in future. So that sort of freedom you get.
Yeah.
But because of that freedom, these teenage kids, they become more aggressive. They start using Snapchat for obscene discussions, vulgar discussions. Yeah. They may write like, okay, I have written I love you to some girl and it's deleted. So my message is passed and then there's no evidence. Or I have sent her some vulgar jokes or something. This has become quite common. And I've been investigating a few cases in India, and I found that I was shocked to see the conversation on Snapchats. I can recover that for your information. It's not deleted. Okay. They feel that it's deleted. But then the other feature is Snapstreak, where you can see the relationship rating between two people actually.
For how many days?
How many days, how many times they have been exchanging messages, and based on that the Snapstreak will grow. But think about it, there are 40 kids in a class, and then they see that this girl is talking to that person, and their Snapstreak is very high, but she's ignoring me, I'm not being responded, and he'll unnecessarily be depressed. And it can happen with male friends also, that a group of people, they are actually quite engaged on Snapchat, but they are avoiding someone. If this person does not know that doesn't matter to. But if he can see that, then it matters. Third is, there's a feature called location. You can see the locations. Right. And I have seen such cases where a teenage kid was depressed and father wanted me to talk to that person, and I asked him that, why are you depressed? He said, I am alone and nobody talks to me. And I said, why do you think so? Oh, I have a group of friends and they went to McD yesterday and they didn't ask me. How do you know this? I can see them on Snapchat. So when you see the locations, you can think beyond what is happening around you. They might be meeting for some other reason, but then you can build stories.
Yeah.
And the fourth feature is called Discover. There's a feature called Discover.
Right, Discover,
And Discover is actually enabled through AI also. So they know a lot about you, that what kind of content you are watching, what kind of YouTube videos you are watching or website you are exploring. So based on that, if I'm interested, I could ask Discover that, okay, I would like to impress this girl. What should be my way forward? And because Discover can suggest me, it can tell me things because they have been monitoring your activities, and that will make things easier for me to do something which she will eventually like. So to have a relationship is so easy if you know proactively about that person. Because you are not putting that much effort to know things. You know things already because the tool has helped you. If you will get into that relationship easily, that relationship will not be persistent. If in your life you are achieving anything easily, you will not value that, whether it is money or relationship.
Right.
You will value things only if you have put an effort, or there was a risk, or you took extra pain to achieve it, right? Whether it is a relationship or money. And that's what
Is
happening.
it?
Yeah,
Okay.
you asked that why would these apps or social media will impact eventually teenage kids, but it's not impacting only teenage. It is impacting people of every age. So I was discussing with someone in US, and he said that there are AI dating apps, and those dating apps have AI girls and AI boys, and they are very intelligent, and normally they get tuned to your psychology. So when you are talking to them, they will be witty, they'll be funny, they'll be intelligent, and they'll discuss about those topics that you are interested into, which may not happen with a real person, because a real person may not be expert of everything, but AI can. So these AI dating apps, where you know that these all are virtual people, you get engaged so deeply with them that you don't spend time with the real people, rather you prefer spending time with them, because you are getting that psychological kick while talking to them.
Right.
And this will eventually increase, because the once AI will know more and more about you, it will become much more easier for AI to impress you. And then it will be tough competition.
Right.
If a real boy has to impress a girl, an AI, how would he win over an AI? It's very difficult.
That's correct. Lovely.